Hello, my name is Robbie. Can you tell me your full name, please?
Hello, my name is Joanne Eriksson.
And can you tell me where you're from?
I'm from Stockholm in Sweden.
Okay, and can I see your identification, please?
Yes, sure. Here you go.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Now, in this first part, I'd like to ask some questions about yourself. So to begin with, can you tell me a little bit about where you're living at the moment?
Okay, so I rent a flat in Stockholm. I'm currently a third-year economics student at the University of Stockholm.
Okay. Do you prefer living in a house or an apartment?
Well, I lived in both, and I think right now I prefer to live in an apartment as it's more convenient, it's smaller, it's also right in the center, so it's easy for me to get to my school.
Okay. What are the advantages of living in an apartment?
Well, I think it has a better social life as it's easier for me to meet up with my friends and go out in the evening. It's also safer and it's also cheaper.
Okay. Right, I'd like now to ask some questions about weekends. What are some of the things that you like to do at the weekend in the summer?
Well, I like to go to the beach. I also like to go out with my friends, for instance, to the city, I don't know, get some ice cream, go out for dinner.
Okay. And what are some things you like to do in the weekend in the winter?
Well, probably watch a movie or go shopping or bake something nice or cook.
Okay. What are some of the things that families do together at the weekend in your country?
Well, in Sweden, it's very popular for people to go hiking together or camping. Also, my family is very keen on going to museums every weekend.
Okay, good. And do you feel that it could be possible to have a 3-day weekend in today's society?
I think it is, especially in Norway and Sweden right now. There's a very much emphasis on students, especially having less work and homework. So I think a 3-day weekend would motivate people to work hard on those 4 days, and that would even encourage people to have better social lives and spend time with their families.
Okay. Right, and now I'd like to talk about shopping. Do you like shopping?
Yes, I do, a lot.
Why?
Because it allows me to spend time with my friends. It's also relaxing. Yeah.
Okay. How price sensitive are you when you go shopping?
I don't think I'm very much price sensitive. I usually put the quality over the price, but usually, that goes to a certain extent. I mean, I wouldn't pay for something like super expensive just because it has a big label.
Okay. What do you feel about shopping online?
I don't really trust shopping online, as I bought several things online and, for instance, they never came or they came damaged. And also it's sometimes more expensive as the shipping, especially from international countries, is more expensive.
Okay. Do you feel it's true that women like shopping more than men?
I think that's a stereotype, but from my personal experience, that is true. Like my brother and my dad, they hate shopping, but I also know women who don't like to shop, so I think that's just a bit overrated.
Right, now I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say and you can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's your topic. You start your preparation. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Now, you only have to talk for 1 to 2 minutes, so don't worry if I stop you in the middle.
Okay.
Okay, please stop talking.
So, my favorite restaurant, I visited about 2 years ago for the first time with my family. And we decided that we would go out every weekend to eat dinner just to spend more time together. And now I go there more or less every other week. I like it so much because it's a very small family restaurant. So the staff puts so much effort into making the dishes very personalized and also very healthy. And yeah, the restaurant's very open and quiet, and a lot of people don't know about it. That's why I like it so much.
Okay. Any trouble getting a reservation anytime?
No, it's not very popular. That's the primary reason why I like it, because it only has a few tables, and that's why everybody's so friendly.
Okay. Right. Now, I'd like to ask you some questions related to this topic. So to begin with, I'd like to talk about food and culture. So what cultural role does food play in society?
I think it plays a big cultural role, as it allows people to spend time together preparing the dishes and also eating them. For instance, in my family, it's very important, for instance, for me and my mom to cook together and later eat this dish along with the other members of my family. And even during big cultural holidays like Christmas or Easter, there are dishes that are served every year, and I think those dishes are rooted in the history, religion of our country.
Okay. How has food culture changed in your country over the last 20 years?
Well, I think it changed a lot especially because of immigration. Cultures mix a lot, and that's why the dishes are often influenced by the culture of other cultures. For instance, now there's much more fast food and also, Italian dishes that weren't present 20 years ago.
Okay. How has fast food changed food culture in your country?
Well, I think the fact that people are aware that they can easily buy food or order, pizza or go to McDonald's or KFC, allows them to sort of not cook that much, and because it's more time consuming, and if you work a lot, people don't really want to cook anymore.
Okay. Do you feel that organic food has a future in your country?
I think organic food is already predominant in Sweden. In Sweden, there's a lot of value is put on safety and health, and I think that organic food, if it's advertised properly, will dominate genetically modified food or food that can be easily bought in big supermarkets.
Okay. I'd like now to talk about genetically modified food. What are your feelings about the use of genetically modified food?
Well, I think that it's a big part of today's society, and it's hard to step out and not buy or buy genetically modified food, even if people or food producers say that food isn't genetically modified. There are big chances that it is, because it is just cheaper and allows food to be produced in big quantities.
Okay. What do you feel are some of the potential dangers of genetically modified food?
Well, I think it impacts health a lot, as it can cause infertility. It can also cause aging problems. It can cause people to gain mass or for instance, to grow taller.
Okay. What are some of the advantages of genetically modified food?
Well, it allows producers to create food with specific dietary needs, for instance, with lower sugar or lower fats, and that's helpful for people who have specific health problems, for instance, are lactose intolerant or glucose intolerant. And also genetically modified food can help cure certain conditions. For instance, if someone has height problems, it can help them grow taller.
Okay. What do you feel about the use of genetically modified medicines?
Well, I think it is good to some extent, but people should also be careful with it, because it's good in the sense that, for instance, vaccines are products of genetically modified medicines, and they can help support the immune system. And also, for instance, allergens are created from genetically modified medicines, and I think those are good. But on the other hand, they can cause people to think that they have control over the entire human body, and that doesn't necessarily mean it have to be good.
Okay. Right, thank you very much. That's the end of the test.